Hi, everybody. Welcome to Into the Void from Sounds of Silence by none other than Jami L, your host. I'm back from my little hiatus. Took me some time to do a lot of self-reflecting and deepening myself in my spiritual and solar centers and reconnecting to the purpose and the perspective that has molded and shaped me as I've grown and changed and developed on my journey as a man and as a spiritual being. So, without further ado, let's take our commemorative breath to come back to ourselves and be present and still in this moment. And to give credit to the background noise, we are listening to Embracing the Loneliness, Meditations with Miyamoto Musashi. It is a channel on YouTube by The Way of the Chosen Man. Give him a listen. All right. So let's hop into it. This episode will be about the word I and thy. I and the word THY, thy. Like Old English, like the Bible. Favorite book of mine. The letter I and the word thy have very much significant connotations for man and how we explain who it is we are, what it is we stand for, and where it is we are aimed and directed or directing our steps. Each and every day we say the word I and we think the word thy, or at least for me, I'll say. But I want to use these two juxtapositions in a way that may have not been used to your knowledge thus far, or maybe they have and I just don't know about it. So here we go. The letter I is focused on the individual, the singularity, the culmination of a person, and the actions and deeds and the sayings and ideas and the thoughts and the experiences and the moments and all of the things that come together to make I. When you say I, who is it that you're referring to? What is it that you are clinging to or bringing attention to? What is it you're focusing on when you say I? Who is it you're referring to? When the letter I is used, it is to signify that this moment, here and now, is apart from all others, singular in nature, known only to the moment in which it's spoken, and no longer ever present in the existence of what it is you are, and beyond that. Therefore, to use the letter I and to say the word I is to acknowledge that you, specifically you, are choosing to be whatever follows this letter. Choosing to accept whatever follows this letter, choosing to acknowledge whatever follows this letter, choosing to be and become as that which has followed this letter. The letter I is only as significant as the word thy. For the word thy is to acknowledge the cultivation of oneself, the promulgation of oneself, the centration of oneself. The word thy is to bring together all aspects of one's own being and to put it to the iron, to be struck and tested, to see what lies underneath the I. So I and thy, do I lie? Never that, I fly, and thy sits close to the tides. The personification of a being is in between I and thy. And I'm going to leave that part in there because why not? I'm a raw person, and I'm willing to live and stand on being a raw person, being in the prima materia form and continually working with that form over and over and over and over and over and over until I get to a place where I enjoy being. But thy is always the place that I know, that I call home. To me, I is the moon and thy is the sun. Because I ebbs and flows between the light and the dark. You never know where you are until you say it. Until you say, I am this or that. But thy is a place that you can always go and is always ever present for you to live, to be. So as we progress spiritually, I encourage thee to use the word thy. Use some old English just in general, to be honest. It's a whole lot more earth tone and grounded. It eradicates the ability for your ego to be inflated by statements that you do not have the actions or the motions or the movement behind to truly embody or incarnate as. Therefore, say thy. As you say thy, you acknowledge that the work is necessary and that you're responsible for it being done and that you will do it. Because thy is, thy was, and thy shall. For I am, I'm. I is the entity, thy is the identity. I is the nature, thy is the creation. There is no separation. There is only experimentation and observation. So experiment with the letter I and observe the word thy in thine's own life, and you will never be double-minded or have to think twice about who it is, what it is, and where you are headed on the path that we all dreaded before we came, which is to be and live in the flesh, and to take this test with little rest to see what of us is best to continue and exist. The rest shall become a viscous mist for others to come back and rediscover that we are like no other. So take the time in your life to change some words around every now and again and move some thoughts and clean up some feelings, share some energy, and you'll never be an enemy of source or self, spirit or soul, mind or body. Never confuse the persona or the ego for the being, the one that preceded you succeeds you and is you. Cling to it. Don't crush it. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna get up out of here. It was nice. It was a whole hoot spending some time with you guys. As always, peace and love from up above. Wise as serpents, sweet as doves. And remember, man, be peaceful, be kind, and fafo. And I'll probably do some more throughout the week since it's all leading up to my birthday. So I'll be catching up on some episodes I should have done. I'm not perfect, but I'm worth it. Love you guys.